Thanks very much for clicking on to the early edition of Vogan's European Outlook. It's Saturday, the 4th of March. Time is approaching 1 a.m. and we are looking at a very interesting weather pattern across not just the UK and across Europe, but really extending right the way back through North America. We've seen exceptional warmth for late February, uh, lift all the way up in the southeastern Canada. We've seen countless records fall for heat, including 72 degrees in Burlington, Vermont. Never thought I would see 70-degree weather, so that's in the low 20s Celsius in northern New England in the month of February, but that has been the case. So very, very warm air ahead of the system. Now that the system and the cold fronts push through, we've seen very dramatic thunderstorms, we've seen severe weather, we've seen tornadoes, even in Massachusetts for the first time in February on record for the state. So dramatic weather as you get a frontal system, a very potent front with cold air on the backside, bumping into near summer-like warmth. That combination doesn't mix very well, so the atmosphere explodes in response to that. That area of low pressure brought very, very gusty winds yesterday afternoon across the northeast. That is now starting to push off the east coast of Canada out over the Atlantic. All the ingredients coming together for cyclogenesis. Very deep, very stormy conditions across the North Atlantic as of this video. But out ahead of it, like we've seen over North America, very mild air getting lifted north, so we're re-amplifying the jet pattern again. Now, the severe weather, the severe thunderstorms that did erupt over the eastern half of the country, that tends to release a lot of heat up into the upper atmosphere. What that does is it starts to amplify the pattern. It starts to buckle it, starts to slow down the west-east movement of the atmosphere. And when you do that, you tend to get this kind of extreme weather pattern taking place. So we've got a shot of very, very cold air getting into the northeast in the very areas that seen the record breaking warmth just days ago. We're going to be talking about mid-winter conditions all the way down to the southeastern half of the country. DC, a couple of days ago, it was at 80 degrees. We're going to be talking about the daytime highs struggling to get 3 or 4 degrees as opposed to 27 Celsius. We're also going to see temperatures in New York and Boston fail to reach freezing compared to the low 20s that we've seen here as well. So the reason why we're seeing this amplification is the trough comes down over eastern North America. It pumps the ridge, pumps mild subtropical air northwards towards Greenland, and downwind of that, here in the UK, we've got a trough and we've got an area of low pressure. That area of low pressure deepening but stuck in place. And the reason why is that ridge trough position doesn't really move about once it becomes established. So we're trapped beneath that area of low pressure, spinning at the base of the trough. It's going to remain so for the course of the weekend here with wet and windy conditions. Very strong easterly wind tomorrow, making for a very raw day, but also a very wet and windy day across southern, central, and northern Scotland. Could see the rain totals really mount up, I think, given the eastern component to that airflow. Lots of moist air as well, so we're going to continue to see upslope areas of the Grampians, for example, potentially see a few inches of rain when all is said and done. Further east of the UK, while it's unsettled here, we're going to be talking about spring-like warmth over the central portion of the UK. So as we go through the weekend, that area of low pressure ain't going very far, based on the fact that we've got this locked-in pattern. As we push through next weekend, we could be talking about something very, very different indeed. So we've got the continuation of this disturbed weather pattern. This is the 850 millibar temperatures plus the area of low pressure, very much dominant across the North Atlantic from Canada to Scandinavia. Very much an area of low pressure that is ruling the atmosphere. But as we push through next week, folks, you can see here that the trough that delivers the Arctic air into Canada, that then pushes out over the Atlantic. And what that's essentially doing is the mild air that's over the central North Atlantic, that will all get pushed eastwards, and eventually we're going to see warmer getting pushed into the UK. So we could be talking about temperatures returning to the 18 Celsius mark that was seen back last month. and it's once this wave of warmth gets wafted up over the UK that we need to watch very carefully here. More low pressure dominating the UK, the northern half of the UK in particular, wet and windy conditions. Then we see another surge of very mild air up into the UK. But watch this, as we skip into next weekend, area of low pressure, fairly potent, it looks as if it could be severe gales. That pushes east. All the while we're starting to see heights dramatically build up the western side of this area of low pressure over the North Atlantic, extending towards Greenland. And with the area of low pressure pushing to the east of the UK, high pressure to the west, you're then unloading Arctic air down into the UK here. And it looks as if the GFS for several days now, several runs in a row, has shown a significant push of very cold air into the UK by the time we reach next weekend, which will, believe it or not, be edging more towards the middle part of March here. So could this be a consequence of the strat warming that we've seen at the end of February, for example? It remains to be seen, but it certainly is going to be significantly colder next weekend with the potential for snow, not just over high ground either. So that's it for today. Time for bed, I think. So I'll head off and hope to be back in the next couple of days again. Have a great day. Bye for now.